Welcome to the nicey nice, happy, fun, kind, gentle show. That might all be bullshit. I'm gonna cuss like a sailor.
Let's do this.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Video Call-In Show. That show that invites you to be a live video guest on this program to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Well, here we are. The first time I've actually been back on for quite a while. Last week didn't work out so well. I guess when you put shit in the title, you're going to get shit in return. Because I don't know what happened. It just would not let me go live. By the way, in addition to being able to talk about anything you want to, joining is real easy. All you've got to do is point that browser to zoom.us. Click on join a meeting. And when it asks for it, enter in that meeting ID right there. This is going to be a test as well. So I will bring you up. One at a time, first come, first serve, as long as time allows. Now, as you know, I'm on every Sunday night at 9 p.m., weather permitting. Weather just happens to permit tonight, and it is good to be here. Let me know in the chat, guys, if you can actually see me, if everything is working okie dokie, and how that looks to you. Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate the kind curse words, my friend. Thanks, Christy. Let's say hello to those kind people in the chat on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, and I'm only broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube as we speak. I've almost had it up to, as much as I possibly can stand it with the other platforms in addition to YouTube, but we won't go into that. Maybe we will go into that tonight. I don't know. But we'll just have to see. Guys, give it a shot. Like I said, this is somewhat of a test for the show. I haven't had any problems with passwords ever since Zoom opened it up once again. Thank you very much, Brand Ariels. By the way, let's say hello to those folks in here. We've got Darian from Germany Travel Personal Guide. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Jelly Duck 100. Ahmed, always good to see you here, my friend. Always good to see you. Ghana, hello, hello, hello. Yes, my title is PC. It's so damn PC that I almost wanted to puke when I wrote it. But like I said, when you put in there, are you tired of this shit yet? You're probably likely not to be able to go live. I don't know what was going on that night. I honestly do not know. Continuing, we've also got Studio Geek 32. Sammy, how are you, my friend? Thanks for the heads up on the timer. I appreciate that. And we've also got Brant Ariels. Brant, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Less than 4 minutes to showtime. Oh, yes. Outdoorsy Gallo. Chrissy, how are you, my friend? How are you? Good to see you as well. We've also got Stacy Morgan, of course. How you doing, Stacy? Spike's Prospecting Equipment. How you doing, Spike? Hope things are going well with you. Spike and I have been talking quite a bit offline, helping him get some things set up. Susan Hamilton, how are you? Good to see you as well. And we've also got, excuse me. Oh, that might, I'm full up there. So, hey guys, thanks so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Now, tonight's subject, albeit a bit vague or nebulous, it was a kind of a Bearded Tech Guy. How are you, man? The title was kind of a shot at YouTube. As you know, YouTube and I are not the best of friends. And I've been quite vocal. And in fact, so much so that I have literally stunted my search results. I don't know if it's a blacklist, a ghosting, or what, but you guys all know. You've done the searches. I mean, you can literally do a search on Google now, and this was not the case maybe a month ago. You can do a search now for the Video Call-In Show, and my videos don't show up. If you put quotations around it, my videos show up. Yeah, I pissed off the I pissed off the alphabet company something fierce, I guess, as far as video calling shows are concerned, but that's okay. That's okay. I do this for fun. I do this for you guys. And what can I say? It's just it's part and parcel. I take most of the responsibility. So how are you guys doing tonight? It's been almost 2 weeks since we talked last. I'm anxious to get you guys up and hear your happy stories. The subject of the night last week was, you tired of this shit yet? And what it was centered around was, are you tired? Are you tired of this isolation, this social distancing yet? Welcome to my unsearchable world. I know, Ghana. I know it's it's pathetic, is it not? I mean, we all know that YouTube plays to the favorites. Anyone just has to watch any of the Susie Lou debacle, and you'll know exactly what that means. Excuse me. And no, it's not. It's not what you're thinking. I'm perfectly healthy. I haven't touched a crutch for a week, so I am so getting. I cut the grass today, albeit on my rider, but I cut the grass today, which was a huge step. You just search for me. That's amazing, Germany, Darian. That is amazing. Running Man Studios, how you doing? Good. You're an essential worker. Um, I've said this before, but I think we're getting to the point where we're going to have to live dangerously, except for those people who are literally at risk with respiratory, illnesses, age, that sort of thing. Not this kind of age. I'm talking about a little bit more advanced than that. We've got to be careful for those folks. They'll be running over to grandma's house and smothering her with grandchild kisses. Don't be doing that. But for regular working folks, we're going to have to suck it up, and we're going to have to get back to work. I fear, like most of us do, that the cure is worse than the disease. Because when you consider all the other dangers in this world, yes, cutting grass, I know. Oh, well, we're in the lower 48, Chrissy, and so we can't cut the grass already. In fact, this is the second time the grass has been cut, even though we had freeze warnings earlier in the week. It is starting to warm up quite nicely. It was mid 60s here today, just absolutely beautiful. Really loved it. We got a guest and got buys, guys. Stack up. It's just fine. I run out of things to say, so once my guests are gone, if I don't have anything to say, I'm signing off. So, uh, yeah, and and I think there's so many conspiracy theories out there that I wonder about. Grumpy Vlogger, how you doing, Lloyd? Good to see you, man. That you've got to be careful. You got to be careful where you get your news. You got to be careful that you weigh all of the sources together and find out what the real story is, because there's no way that we can actually uh, research these stories ourselves entirely. So we have to depend on a certain number of reporting, no matter how malicious or malfeasant or um, what's the word I'm looking for? Shit, I'll figure it out in a minute. Malpractice. Yeah, that was actually what I was looking for. All right, let's see. So let's do this. Oh wait, let me Jeremy, Darian, I'm gonna have to do that again, man, because if you guys are doing it right, you're searching on yourselves quite a bit, and if you should know where you show up in the search results. The one thing I found, oh, you might, are you talking about Google or Yahoo? Oh shit, Yahoo. YouTube, Darian. Let me know in the comments. I'll tell for your needs that may be true. A lot of people would rather be safe than sorry, but there's a lot to be sorry for when you try to be too safe. I mean, we live in a dangerous world. This is an unbelievably dangerous world to the human race. Oh, YouTube. Yeah, I do show up for my name on YouTube, Darian, but do a Google search, and you'll find it's very different. It didn't used to be that way, but it is very different now. And hell, do a search on YouTube for video or just call-in show, and I don't show up until about 2 friggin' hundredth below so many other shows that that are not optimized for call-in show, which I obviously am. But I digress, and I don't want this to be a bitch session. So let me move on. Oh, hello, Easton. How you doing, man? Let's get to our first guest here and see how this all works out. There we go. Gotta hide myself. There's always that. No camera tonight, Spike? Can you hear me? Oh, connecting to audio. Yeah. There have been so many changes since all this has come to light. Yes, Running Man Studios is absolutely right. Says when it comes to this virus, we should not be willing to give up our civil liberties for security, because that never works. What you never will regain are those freedoms that you've given up. Look at the Patriot Act; it is still out there, and it is filled with government overreach. So we've got to be very careful in that respect. Hello, Spike. I'm waiting for you to connect your microphone and camera, if you would. Hey, Brad, how you doing? Drone Kings in Darwin, good to see you, man. Brad just put up a new video I just saw. I don't know if you guys caught it, but it was pretty cool. It's he had drones on a Zoom conference. It's really awesome. Go check that out if you get a chance. Have they fixed that yet? This is another good thing. No, they haven't even fixed the hamburger menu next to everyone's name. That's pissing me off. And I've seen nothing but a whole bunch of people on Twitter, who have said, hey, fix the damn thing. We can't visit channels when we go to click the hamburger menu next to their name. And you guys know what I'm talking about in the chat. If you hover over someone's name, you'll see a little 3 dots. And in the industry, we call that a hamburger menu. If Spike, can you hear me? Just a second. That's what we typically refer to as a hamburger menu, mystery meat, if you will. And when you click that, it should show up with several different options. Well, they've dropped the visit channel. Boom, just gone. And I haven't seen any indication why or when they did that. Well, of course, I know it was in the last couple of weeks, but poof, it is absolutely gone. Still not able to connect. Spike, let me put you in.
Oh, God.
Oh, hey. How you doing, man?
I kept turning buttons up, and then all of a sudden I hit the button that turned you on, and it about ripped my head off.
Sorry, man, but it worked.
I'm sorry about that.
No. Don't
put my Bluetooth headphones in and was trying to get everything adjusted up.
No. Don't apologize for that, man. Don't apologize for that. How you doing, man?
Well, we have steps up and forward and backwards, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
First 10 days was doing good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I picked up what I thought was vertigo.
Oh.
And, just my head was pounding, my neck was hurting, and every time I stood up, I got all swimmy headed.
Mm-hmm.
The whole 9 yards. And the doctor gave me medicine for vertigo, but that hadn't helped at all. And I got sick a couple times.
Wait.
And I got.
Oh, back up there. They gave you medicine for vertigo?
Yeah, they did. They gave me something to help out, but it hadn't done anything for it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then they also gave me some stuff for, my back for muscle spasms and that too.
Have to turn you
but yeah, I go to the doctor tomorrow, and I got a big old lump on my back where the injection, where they done my surgery. And it's full of fluid. It just started like Thursday evening late, and weekend here I just dealt with it till I go to the doctor tomorrow. So
yeah.
But from all my research by going to the Google, us Google doctors, how we do things.
Oh yeah.
if the doctors would go on YouTube, imagine how much trouble they'd save us.
Oh man, yeah. But see, they're not
chiropractors on there, but you don't see doctors.
Yeah, and well, they can't, because there's liability involved too. They can't. They can't be giving out any advice.
Exactly. But yeah, that's what's going on with that. But we'll go tomorrow and see. But my research, be doing the Google doctor thing, says I have a leaking spine. So at the bottom of my spine where they done my surgery, I'm leaking spinal fluid out.
Holy shit.
And yeah, and so that's the reason my neck is hurting so bad, because my head's basically settling down into my bones and my, because that cushion's not there to, to fill it back up, to keep it up.
So, right.
Yeah, I mean, we thought it was vertigo for sure, but I mean, after this research and what I've done today, I'm 90% sure tomorrow when I go in there, it's going to be because of the other, the losing fluid out of the fluid leak. So yeah, I'm hoping they can plug it. I've done a little research into that, and it's crazy. They got this substance they put together like a super glue, and they put it with a blood mixture together, I guess, and then they put it back into that joint, and it's supposed to seal it up. And if that doesn't work after a couple of 3 tries, then they have to open me back up again.
Oh man. Oh
yeah.
That sucks, dude.
Well, the 10 days was really good, and my legs are still good. I mean, my legs are better than they've been in 2 years. You know, that when I got out of the chair at the car to get in the car and stood up, I knew my legs were better. I mean, that was just how quick it was at the surgery center. I mean, I was only in there like 4 hours, and when I come out, they drove me out, done the tuck and roll, and threw me back in the car and sent me on the road. You know.
Sure. Yeah. Wow,
I
dude.
Wasn't about to be on video tonight, dude. I look like hammered dog food.
I was thinking that about me.
I feel like it. Yeah, and I feel like it too. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that, Spike, man. I really am. I know you've been through some shit. How's the house coming along?
Well, we're probably 2 or 3 days from being ready to start having the furniture moved back in.
Oh, sweet, dude. Sweet. Well, you got that going for you.
Waiting on Allstate to get my settlement money for our house, for our possessions, so I can buy my new beds and couches and things that I got to replace that got smoked up and they couldn't get clean.
Yeah.
We lost a freezer, washer, dryer, a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Treadmill. Lost a $100 treadmill and the golf skate caddy.
Oh, you lost a clothes hanger?
You ever heard of You ever heard of a golf skate caddy?
A who?
A golf skate caddy.
No.
No, okay, most people hadn't. That's the reason they're so hard to damn sell.
I bet.
The golf courses, okay?
Yeah.
And you ride on them like one person rides, and it's like a electric skateboard that you put your bag on the front and you ride the golf course.
I've seen
really
those.
Cool. And I've got ones, and I'm here that I had, for a demo model. And
yeah.
I was, had it. Me and the grandkids just riding around the yard. Well, when the fire happened, it burned up the control box on it.
Oh, man.
That's a goner. So, there's just a lot of stuff there. We're just waiting to see how bad they want to screw us on that list.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I've told you about that other bunch at the service, whatever it is. They're terrible, and I'm hoping they'll be better when they come back to put stuff back in.
Yeah. Well,
I better not scratch my hardwood floors we just had redone. I know that.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah, my wife would have to kill somebody.
Don't need any more of that
drama. Along, brother.
Oh, good, man. Good.
Yeah. As soon as I get on my feet and get the back fixed, I'm going to build me a shop because I can't work in these Connex boxes. Yeah. You know what I do with forming plastics and the temperature I work to do that.
Sure.
You put that machine in a metal box and turn it on, and you're inside the damn oven.
Yep.
You really are. I mean, you heat plastic to 285, and you're inside the damn oven doing it.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. I mean,
oh, yeah. Yep.
I just can't do it. So.
Well, it won't be long.
I'm in the camper for probably the rest of this week, maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad.
Furniture moved in the house and get a new bed bought, put in the house, and that kind of stuff. And then we can start moving in. They got to do a final inspection. I think that'll be done about Tuesday, I think they said. So.
Yeah. Well, good. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all.
So there is some good news, like I say,
Well,
I'd be sure glad to sleep in my bed instead of on this couch in this RV.
Oh, I hear that. Well, this being the Nicey Nice, Happy, Fun, Kind, Gentle show, I like to think that silver lining you just went over was qualified.
And I hope so. Compared to the start of that story,
Exactly. See, we're always looking for the silver lining, Spike, as you know. So
I'll drop you an email to brother and let you know what I find out, and just so you'll update you on that.
Sounds good, man.
I've been doing all my research on your stuff that you sent me.
Oh, good.
I'm zooming and studying and doing all that. But the last 10 days, or last week, I haven't been able to see the computer because everything's just going around in circles and your vision goes blurry. I mean, it's everything. I mean, it's
Oh,
crazy.
I hear you. I hear you. I was
like having a stroke or some shit.
Oh, I know. I was gonna. The reason I asked you if they actually gave you medicine for your vertigo is because I've suffered with vertigo for it's got to be 10 years now. But
Wow.
mine isn't chronic, and I noticed somebody in the chat said that his father has chronic vertigo. This is Running Man Studios says my father has chronic vertigo, so yeah, they do give you medicine for that. And I know that my stepmother got medicine for hers. Hers is much more chronic. Well, hers is chronic. Mine's not. But they never even offered medicine for me, and which I thought was
Yeah.
kind of strange. I just
They
don't.
gave me something. I guess it was supposed to help clear the inner ear
Yeah,
channel.
yeah.
But it's not. That's not where the problem is. The problem's the whole brain is just settling down into the frame.
Yeah, yours has got to be a little bit more unique. Mine was totally an inner ear problem.
But there's no cushion. You know, the cushion's not in between the brain and the skull and the spine. And,
Right.
and so I got a three-way fusion in my neck, 4, 5, 6, 7. So as soon as this thing tightened up, that thing went berserk.
Oh, I bet.
So and then from there, the next step was, oh man, I'm sick and throwing up.
Oh,
and then
man.
the next thing was after that was, oh my God, did I hurt my back when I did that? So
yeah.
it's just it was like a 4-day spin there. It just kept going from, I got sick, and then I got sick a couple more times, and then I pulled my back out Thursday, and then it started swelling up this big old lump.
Man,
it's not fun.
No, it never is it? It never
guys,
is.
Everybody's got to have a better story than that. That's for
sure. Well, we'll soon find out, Spike.
I got my attic insulated today in my house.
Good. Glad to hear that as well.
Well, I've insulated my garage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to fix my garage up, move some of my furniture out of the house, and make more room in the house.
Oh, sure.
After the fire, we realized just how crowded we were in that house.
Isn't it funny how that works? It's kind of like when you go to move, man. You just don't know how much crap you've accumulated over the years. It's amazing.
Okay, I moved from a 3,700 square foot house into a 1,450 square foot house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so now you understand why I have big pieces of furniture that don't fit the rooms.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So we have some redoing to do to get that working. So
well,
we'll get there.
I know you will, and I want you to call back and give us an update. All right.
Well, I'll drop you a line, let you know how things are going, catch you in maybe next week or two.
All right, bud. Sounds good.
Right,
take your time.
I feel better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely, man. Take care of yourself first. But yeah, absolutely. Drop me another line, and we'll get you all squared away and up and running when you're ready. Okay.
Yeah. Good thing is I'm a small business and I'm one-man operation. I'm at home. I'm working from home, so I can still take orders, get stuff out.
Yep.
I had plenty of plastic built up, plenty of aluminum, plenty of bolts.
Mm-hmm.
I got power to my machine, so hey, I can make parts and make money. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm telling people to send them stimulus checks. I'll help them figure out how to get their gold out. Hey,
absolutely.
Be good. Hey, thank you all. Appreciate it, man.
Oh, no problem, man. Take care of yourself.
Love your whole community, man.
Thanks, bud. Thanks. And we'll talk soon.
Okay.
All right. Take care, Spike. Now that is when you can look on the bright side like that, that takes a lot of intestinal fortitude to do, and I think it's especially now it's almost a requirement that you be able to do that. Before I move on to my next guest, I got two things. One, I want to tell you my Allstate story, and I hope, Spike, this doesn't give any pause. But I also want to say hello to Jimmy C and friends. How you doing? I saw them walk into the room just recently. And Gil Skills, Bob, good to see you, my friend. Excuse me. Oh, man, Running Man Studios thinking about creating some bars of soap, dude. And I tell you what, if you're going to do that, if you guys are going to do anything, if you want to follow an advertising an advertising style, a campaign style, that Dr. Squatch soap that we're all seeing, probably more than we should. That's brilliant. That is some brilliant advertising right there. It's entertaining, and when you can advertise a product and be entertaining at the same time, you are doing it. Right. So, all right, let's move on to my next guest here. See how well this works. Oh, camera this time.
Yes, I actually got 2 monitors now.
Oh, sweet.
So I have a completely different setup. So I have the same old crappy desktop over here that's not running. Because I had to purchase. I went to my grandparents for 2 weeks, and I had to purchase. I purchased right before I left. I purchased a DVI to HDMI converter, where one end is HDMI, one end is DMI.
Sure.
DVI, not DMI. That doesn't exist. DVI. Because my monitor that I had on my desktop had VGA, which had the desktop plugged into, and it had a DVI. And so, and I probably just screwed up those names again. I don't know.
No, you're right. So roll it, man. Roll it.
So I plugged in HDMI. So I bought a cable because this laptop has an HDMI port, and so I plugged them in, and it works. So, but the problem is, I wanted my desktop to be I wanted this to be my primary monitor, and there's no way to do that because if I switch the input or whatever it was on this monitor, if I go back to VGA, it goes back to the desktop, and even though they're plugged in, it splits the computers to where it can't drag stuff back and forth. It's just 2 separate computers.
Oh.
Again, but if I go back to DVI, it will become 1 computer, but this one is the primary.
Interesting.
So, whatever. But I need to get a better webcam. Obviously, this is the built-in webcam, but whatever.
These. I don't remember what the nomenclature is on this, and I don't have glasses strong enough. But this is just your basic Logitech pinch on, and when I say pinch on, it literally pinch on your monitor, or the top of your laptop. These things run like 30 to 50 if memory serves, and they've really got a nice HD picture. It's not going to be the cameras that I run, but it's very, very good picture. I use this when I'm just doing a conference call on one of my work PC, because the onboard camera is, well, it's shit. For lack of a better term. Yeah, I mean, it's just junk, and most of them are. Apple's got some pretty good ones, but if you can swing one of these, man, they're ideal. It's Logitech. They make probably one of the best individual cams, and it's USB, so it plugs right in. Plug and play, boom. Your laptop will recognize it almost immediately, and you're off to the races, dude.
But the one thing I need to get, because me and my friend, once this Corona's over with, we're wanting to build. Well, he wants to help me build a new studio computer, a desktop, to where I figure out how to make the laptop a secondary monitor, and just make it a better system that's going to run faster and can have has more storage. We've already had the entire thing designed.
So I got questions about that when you're ready.
Okay, but that's going to be great because, like right now, this sounds really. This is a joke, but it's also serious at the same time. You sound really creepy because I have my microphone I can't talk. My microphone plugged in to my laptop, and I don't know what it is about this laptop, but whenever I run the webcam and the microphone at the same time, it tunes everything down.
Really?
So you sound like Batman right now. Not kidding. You're like
Batman.
That. You sound like a guy in a white van, like, want some candy, kid?
Would you like some candy, little girl?
That is what you sound like, because my microphone tuned you way down.
Oh, that's spooky. That's nearly as creepy as what I just said.
I should record this sometime. And see,
you should.
What I'm hearing, my monitoring from the microphone is fine. Like I'm normal, voice, and then you are just my microphone. I guess not the microphone. I guess
I'm just creepy. I'm Uncle Creepy.
So what were your questions about the computer?
I want to know what video card you got slated for it.
Let me go. I gotta remember. how to find this website.
And I'll tell you why while you're looking for it. Right after I say hello to Ed from Flash in Your Pan. How you doing, Ed? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, the reason I'm asking, and this is for you, Easton, as well as anyone else listening, and I've said this before, but a majority of your bottleneck when you're editing or live streaming is going to be your video card. The Intel 560 and 650 will not handle as much as most people throw at it. So you can't, that's usually the onboard video processor, Easton.
Yeah.
You can't depend on that. So if you're going to build a computer or if you're going to buy a laptop, you've got to make sure that it's got a decent video card in it. Because the cores of that video processor, that external video processor, is where the magic is, right?
Yeah, I use the PC part picker to design these things, and I just realized since I'm running off the laptop right now, I don't have any of the information. It's all on my main desktop. So
well, it's okay. You can email to me.
I'll email you.
Yeah, because I want to make sure that if you're going to buy these, if you haven't bought them yet, I want to make sure that what you buy, because I know you do a lot of live stuff, and you're going to want a beefy video card.
Yeah, actually, speaking of live stuff, I've actually been doing a show on Facebook, and I just got off of it whenever I hopped on here. So Sundays, the time is probably going to change because you go live at 9 Eastern, right?
Right.
On Sundays, and then is there any other weekly streams? Because I haven't caught your new schedule yet. Is there any other?
Nothing scheduled. If I go live during the week, it's impromptu. It's off the cuff.
Okay.
I actually meant to go live again this week. I was kind of put off by last Sunday, but I literally was going to go live this week to do some testing. I did some offline testing, and that turned out okay, so I decided not to go on, and plus I got real busy. But yeah, so right now it's just Sundays at 9 p.m. and by chance during the week. But I'm thinking maybe changing that to a 3-day per week schedule. Maybe I don't know, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, something like that. Which give a night off each day. Wednesday nights are out for me. Yeah, Wednesday nights are out for me. So I might just do that, folks. Stay tuned. I'll have an update on that pretty soon.
The reason I was asking because on Sundays I used to go live at 8 Central, which is whenever you start. And I was like, I saw that and I was like, I am not going live at the same time as Jim. I've got to get on that show. And so, of course, I can't do math, and being homeschooled at the moment is not helping. So
tell me about the math thing. Yeah.
I was gonna go live at 7 Central, and I was like, wait, no, if I go live at 7:30, that'll get me off 30 minutes before it goes live. I don't know where that math came from. Apparently, I thought I was in Central Time. I don't honestly know. But not Central Time, Eastern Time. Apparently, that's where I thought I was at because I was live. And I remember thinking, oh, crap, I am not going to be done until 30 minutes after he's done. But it went quick, so I was halfway through the show 10 minutes before you went live. So I was going much quicker than I was expecting to go.
No problem. And listen, don't ever think, this is kind of weird to say because I've done it myself. Try not to schedule yourself around me. Only because, what's more important is you doing you, man, right?
Well, the reason I scheduled around you is because I wanted to be on the show. So.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to hop on late. I didn't want to hop on late and then get behind 50 people. So.
Yeah, no, that's different. I do want you on the show whenever you can. And that goes for all you people, by the way. You know that, don't you? Okay.
And then on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Central, I do a show with Sammy. He's my new co-host. My old co-host is like, I don't really have it. He thought he would be interested, and he's like, I'm not interested in it, and backed out. And so Sammy said, I'll do it. And I was like, all right. And so it's a music show called Corona Crap, and it's not to make fun of it. I kind of get it, yeah. It's to bring light to the situation, and it is, you would just have to watch it. It is the stupidest songs ever. I mean, like, I laugh at them just because I'm embarrassed that I wrote these songs. And so that's why I'm glad that Sammy is joining me, because I need another musician here, because I don't want to have to write 4 of these stupid songs a week. I want someone else writing some of these.
Oh, I hear that.
Because for one thing, it's less stress if someone else is doing it with me. And the other thing is that I don't look nearly as stupid whenever someone else is doing it with me.
Oh man, there's something to say about having a, for lack of a better term, partner in crime. Especially when you're doing something like that, take some of the heat off you. But yeah, I totally get it. Now, do you leave these live after you, or record it after you go live?
Yeah, so I used to do them on YouTube, but I did a private test, and we said the word Corona crap. It's the 2 words. It's not 1 word. But and I got a strike, the warning strike.
What?
For a privated live stream. And I went back and watched it over, and the only thing I can think of is that I said the word either Corona or crap.
Oh, geez.
One of those 2 they did not like. I'm gonna guess it. I'm guessing they don't want you talking about that disease, the virus, which is, I should probably stop saying that on your show.
I don't give a shit, honestly, Easton, and I've made no bones about that. I really don't, you know, because I mean, if they demonetize or take this video down, so be it. You know, I am not going to alter the way I talk or how I interact with people because it may offend someone. It's you know, it's not. You take offense. I don't give offense. No matter what I say, you always have to know that it's the person taking offense. It's not the person saying it giving offense. And no one has any right. And we've talked about this on the show before. No one has any right not to be offended. So, you know, whatever problems you have subjectively, you're either going to have to get over them or get away. I mean, it's just that simple, man. That's what free speech is all about. And that's why I've never told anybody they can't say X, Y, or Z on this channel. I just won't do it. I just won't do it.
Yeah.
In fact, I put a poll up, and this is unrelated, and maybe I should wait till we're done so I can just kind of yammer about this. But talking about the memberships that they're offering, a lot of the smaller channels that are not to the 30K threshold that they normally do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk about that before my next guest. But
we were actually just talking about that. King Jellybean and I were talking about that.
Were you?
Just today, because someone in our community has the join button now, and we looked at the requirements for it, and she has her subscriptions hidden, so we have no clue how many she has. And we had me, Sammy, and King Jellybean were debating whether or not she had 30,000 subscribers or not. And me and King Jellybean were like, she has 30,000 subscribers. And Sam's like, no, she doesn't. And it was like 30 minutes of yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
Yeah. They're actually throwing it out there to a whole bunch of people, and I don't know why exactly, but I was one of them. I know a few other people got the notification and have jumped onto that train. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to. I went ahead and I activated. I don't know if it's being reviewed for approval right now. But after I got to thinking about it, I thought, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just not going to do it. But anyway, that's me. Hey, Patty Broussard, how you doing? Sorry.
And I have a question.
And above and beyond drones.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Easton. What's your question?
So your whole join button thing reminded me of this.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, Corona has decided to try to ruin my summer plans because I told you about this in my email that I sent about the drum kit.
Yeah.
I was supposed to work on a farm this summer, which most likely will still happen as long as we're able to meet in small groups by summer.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go check after our state's stay-at-home order is over with. We're gonna go ask him if he still wants help. But having the ukulele lessons, I don't think are gonna be allowed by anytime soon, just because it's a bigger group of people,
mm-hmm.
and it would be too much stress. Even if it's limited, it'd be too much stress on me to figure out how to keep that number limited on how many's in the room. So I was thinking, how about I just do them online? So I actually have a Google Sites. I've been working in Google Sites. I have a website developed. I've been working on this, and I was like, I wanted to start a Subscribe Star. for people where people could pay, and then I send out the stuff.
Sure.
Me and my dad were looking at the requirements for it, and it's illegal for me to have a Subscribe Star.
Oh, because of the age?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if you know of another way, and I'll actually get a Google Doc open and write this because I don't have pencil and paper. Do you know of another way that I could have that people could send in the money for the ukulele lessons, and then I can send the stuff that they need with PDFs and videos?
Well, from an age standpoint, probably not, Easton.
Okay.
Can you not get your father to get on board at least? How about him setting up a PayPal account that they can enter into, and then he just have it tied to either your bank account or his bank account, and then give you the cash on a regular basis, something like that. But even then, you've got to be of age to like getting a credit card, right? There's no way you can get a credit card at your age. That's just kind of how things work because until you're 18, you aren't legally able to consent. So you're not responsible for any debts. That's why they won't do that.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be any alternative unless you can work it through your parents somehow.
Yeah, and I talked to my dad about that, and I was like, because about them starting a PayPal, people pay to their PayPal, and then they can just pay me from there. But what he's worried about is that there's going to be some kind of legal issue because the money's going to them and then going to me.
No, there shouldn't be any legal issues there at all. I mean, he can collect any monies that he wants to, and then he can do with that money anything he wants to. So if he gives it to you, that's fine. Which he's your father. He's going to do that. I can't tell you how many times when I was younger, somebody would give me a check for work I'd done. I'd have to have my father cash it, and then he would give me the money. It's not like a straw purchase or anything. So no, I don't think you have anything to worry about there at all. Check your local laws, but no, it shouldn't be any problem, dude. Shouldn't be any problem.
Yeah. I was just like I was like, yes, I finally conquered this. I was like I'm going to beat this. That's not necessarily the disease, but I'm gonna beat Mr. Corona trying to take my money. And then no, we can't do that. That's illegal apparently. So
damn Corona. Hey, Ed does have a good example or a good issue here that it'll be a tax issue if it gets over a certain amount. And I believe that's $600 now. If you guys know in the chat, let me know if that's the thing, because it'll be income, and until it gets over a certain amount, then it becomes an issue. But like I've always said, if you guys do any work on a 1099, and you may not know what that is, Easton, but it's contract, it's individual, independent contracting.
Yeah.
Save 1/3 of it back for taxes. Whether you think you're going to owe or not, save 1/3 of it back for taxes. You'll come out smelling like a rose because when you go to pay taxes, it'll probably, for you, nothing. But how old are you now?
14.
14. Okay, so another couple of years. I think it's probably 16 where you're at as well before you can actually get a job. Sometimes 15 in some states.
It's 15 for certain jobs here.
Yeah.
And Brahms is 14.
Okay. Well, most at this level don't pay taxes, but you do have to file when you get to 15 or 16. But still, I always tell people save back 1/3 for taxes, no matter what. When you're a 1099 employee, when you're taking when you're collecting money for, and that doesn't. Well, I can't say. I can't talk about those people who take cash on the table. I can't say that. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a good point, Ed. Thank you for pointing that out. And above and beyond drones, Jim, how you doing? I didn't see you pop in there, my friend. But yeah, email me and we can talk about that sort of thing.
Okay.
If you get into.
Yeah, I will.
So you're still on the trail of getting that drum kit?
Well, I've been thinking about it, and I really don't know because there's just, I don't know, there's so many things out there. I've been looking, and I'm thinking about possibly also getting, so I have a couple ideas. Either a 12-string guitar, getting a tuner and a pickup installed into the guitar that I've got sitting behind me, because I want a recording system other than my mic for that I can plug it in and better audio quality. Because otherwise it just sounds dead whenever I track stuff or play it on the live stream.
Sure.
The Samson G-Track Pro is perfect for beginners, but it has a very dead sound. And not good for, it's okay for vocals, not good for live recording of instruments. So either put a pickup and a tuner into that, or buy the drum kit, electric drum kit, or possibly a black Epiphone Les Paul. That's what I've been thinking about.
Nice.
Because I've got my first act over here that I've talked about a few times.
When you start, I wasn't going to say anything, but when you start handling real guitars and you look at your first act, you go, okay, now I know why they cost what they cost.
Yeah. See, I love the guitar just because it's taught me a lot about how to work on them.
Oh yeah.
And all that, and I've had to resolder the output twice. I've had to restring it twice. I wish it was worth the money to change out the pickups. That way I could get more experience, but it's not worth the money.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't like the sound of it at all. When my cousin told me I have an electric guitar, my brain was thinking the sound like, a sound quality like the Epiphone or a Fender or something like that. I was thinking this is going to be great. This is going to sound amazing. I restring it and plug it in, and no, it sounds horrible. It's so bad. And see, if you change that tone button, the knob, you change the tone knob, it doesn't do anything hardly.
Just a second, Easton. Good night, Ed. Thanks for being here, man. He's got to get up, I'm sure, early to work. Thanks, buddy. Oh, we also got the dude, and where's Danny Black? How you guys doing? Good to see you. Okay. Yeah.
It's...
I wasn't going to bash it because I would never bash somebody's, instruments. But I could have told you that you're going to want something more very soon once you...
Oh, yeah. It wasn't very long after the live stream I told you that I got that. And I knew I wanted something different, but I don't know enough about the electric. I didn't know enough about the electric guitar world then.
Sure.
This is my first electric. And so I text Jason on Hangouts and I was like, hey, what is your electric guitar? Because I was listening to his songs, and I don't know if this is just a musician thing or not, but have you ever been able to listen to a song and just focus on a certain track?
You mean a certain instrument?
Like a certain instrument, like you can focus on the drums or vocals or something like that. I can do that. I do that all the time too.
The time.
And so
in fact, I almost can't listen to an entire song. As an entire composition. I will focus, and not just percussion, because I'm a percussionist, not just vocals, because I'm a singer as well. I will focus on specific instruments beyond solos or fills or anything like that. I see it as kind of a sickness.
Yeah. See, I do it even whenever I'm studying, and then like in class, like my careers and goals teacher said before a test, I want you guys to not think about anything for 2 minutes. And I was like, okay, I've done that all the time. All my life is pretty much nothing, just thinking about nothing all the time. So, and then he's like, I'm going to play music. I was like, screw you. And I made it 30 seconds, and it wasn't even like normal music. It was that live stream, relax and meditate, like waterfalls and Array and Brias or however.
Yeah, the study music. The study music.
Yeah. And so I made it 30 seconds, and I was like, "That's a cool Array and Bria, or however you pronounce it." I'm sorry, I'm probably offending.
Oh, the Imbira.
Yeah, the Imbria.
Imbira. Think of beer. Imbira. Hey, Patty, tell me I'm wrong. Her and I actually went over that. Imbira. And my brain went straight to that. Yours shouldn't, but mine did.
Wow. Okay, yeah, I'll just think of it. One second.
Look at that. Jim has already said the restore ability to go to channel. I'll check that out after after the show, Jim. Right now, I have to have my Zoom full screen on my main monitor in order to pull it up in here. So I'm not able to go look at it right now. Cool. But I will absolutely look at that. And thank you guys for telling folks to smash that like button. Smash that like button if you're not subscribed already. Subscribe.
So let's see here. What was I talking about?
Mbira. Look, Patty just typed in Mbira. That's got to sound weird on your system.
She's gonna call. Yeah, it does. She's gonna start her own brewery. Just called that.
Man. Oh, the Mbira Array pub. And yeah. Patty, there's a money making opportunity for you right there. Do not pass that up. When we can all get together again.
It's not essential business at the moment.
Oh, yes, it is. I can't tell you how many people, and this is well beyond your years, Easton, but I can't tell you how many people say, I just want to go out again, to bars and things.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude, I get it.
Not to that, but
yeah.
I just outside.
Yeah.
I've never been so excited to see people walking down the street before.
Oh, that's everywhere, especially around my neighborhood. People are like,
yeah,
they'll walk their dog just to get out of the damn house, even when the dog didn't need walked.
Yeah. I went to my grandparents for 2 weeks because I live in the city and I hate it. And so I went to my grandparents for 2 weeks. They have 80 acres, and oh my, I was in heaven for 2 weeks. And the nice thing about it is that out in the country, life is not different, except you got to buy a little bit more groceries out when you go to town and wear a mask.
Yeah, things haven't changed much out there.
Yeah, the only time that we thought about it, we really ever talked about it or thought about it, is just whenever I was talking about I don't want to go home because I'm going to be bored whenever I go home.
Yeah, yeah.
I was smart whenever I was there because I was like, I'm going to come up with stuff for me to do with music and archery. So me and my dad built a 60-yard archery range. So we have a big yard.
Nice.
So we have a up to 60-yard archery range in my yard now.
Cool.
And I came up with the 2 live streams a week. What is my dog doing?
I don't know.
Apparently they're letting my other dog out, and he is not like that. So, anyway, he just went outside, so I don't know why he wants to go back out. But
so what do you use your bow and arrow for, or your is it a compound? Is it a standard recurve, or is it a?
I have 2 compounds.
Oh, okay. You hunt?
I have not yet. I do want to though.
Yeah, because I don't think we've ever talked about that.
Yeah,
I got old Trusty in the closet right over there.
Yeah, I've not hunted with a bow. I have gone hunting with a rifle before, never with a bow.
Okay.
Actually, I have my Hunter's Ed certification up there on my bulletin board pinned up.
Oh, you guys got to be certified, don't you?
Yes and no. So I'm still to the point where I'm still underage. I don't remember what the exact age limit is. I'm in the state of Missouri. I can still hunt as long as with an adult. I can still hunt without it.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to go, and I don't know this for sure, so any of you Missouri people, don't take me on this. Google it or look it up on the conservation website because I do not want to lie to you. I'm pretty sure, based off of how my teacher explained it, that I cannot go hunting on my own without the card.
Okay.
They gave me.
Yeah.
So
it's different here. We don't have certification in Indiana. And shit, I can remember, we used to we used to take our guns to school back in the day.
Dang.
Yeah, it was no big deal. I mean, the only thing
team now.
Oh, I know. And you know what?
I saw a video
just totally,
last night on.
I don't want to get into too much more subject here because I do want to get Sammy up before I close out the show. But it's all fear based, Easton. It's all fear based.
Yeah.
And for no good reason, other than there have been some deficiencies in our mental health. What am I looking for here, Easton? Our ability to treat our mentally ill.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when that happens, it instills fear, and then People run for the hills whenever they see one, which is unbelievably crazy to me.
To answer your question from
See
earlier,
what I did there? Go ahead.
Yeah, I have 2 bows, and so one of my main bow I use for on my archery team whenever we're not being stuck at home because of COVID-19. So it's my main bow. It's a Prime 1 STX, and it's got the full setup with the side front and back stabilizer. It's a nice setup. And my grandpa used whenever he was younger, he was a national champion in archery, and he's got the whole shop full of this stuff at his house. So I've got a. If I need stuff, I'll be like, "Hey, Grandpa, is there something you can help me out with here?" It's awesome. I'm spoiled, but
well, you're so lucky. You're so lucky that I didn't have grandparents. Well, I had a grandmother, and both my grandfathers were dead long before I was old enough, and my other grandmother lived out in California, and I saw her maybe twice. So you're very lucky, and those of you who are whose grandparents are still alive, you are extraordinarily lucky. And I would say, as an aside, and this should be a serious cam thing, make sure you realize how lucky you are to have your grandparents, and make sure they know that you know that you're lucky. Because the one thing you want as a grandparent is to, most grandparents, is to be a part of your grandchildren's lives. And when things get real busy, it's up to you to make sure that you're still in their life. So, public service announcement. Sorry, Easton, I didn't mean to throw that out there, but it's absolutely true.
Yeah, but so that's my main bow. My dog wants to be in the camera again. Yeah, that's my main bow. I use that with my archery team, tournaments and all that stuff. And then I have another one, which is Matthews or Diamond.
Matthews is a good brand.
It's something by Bowtech. I think Diamond by Bowtech or something. I don't remember.
Yeah. Awesome.
But it's my hunting bow, and I was actually working on it the other day, and I can't see my sight pins and my level without moving my head through the peep sight.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, and I was, once again confused on how mathematics works, because
math is hard.
I figured that if you go, I was like, I'm moving. I thought I was moving my head. I thought I was moving my head a totally different direction. So I was moving my peep sight down.
Yeah.
And it was making it worse. So I was like, no, that is not how that works. And so I had to move it back up, and I move it up as far as it'll go before it hits that. And it hits that knot, and I pull it back, and it was just the same as it was before. I was like, crap, because I don't know how to tie in a peep. I am just learning how to work on these things. I know I can help with stuff, but I can tie in a D loop. I can do that kind of stuff. I cannot tie in a peep sight. I don't know the knot for it. So
you'll get there. You'll get there. If Grandpa is going to help you, I'm sure he will.
Yeah, my grandpa used to work for TWA, and and he actually used the knot that he uses to tie in the peep, and also for the knock indicator.
Yeah.
Indicators. He uses the knot that he used to use at TWA to tie the wiring together in the airplanes.
Sure.
That's the same knot that he uses, which is cool as heck.
Yeah. I ended up with a steel knock loop. I found that to be much more accurate for me, especially with, the mechanical release.
Yeah.
And of course I had to get one that emulated a firearm. So when I pull back, it literally just pulling the trigger.
Yeah, it's one of the wrist straps, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So on my main bow, I have a back tension. And my old back tension was really thick and just didn't feel natural in your hand, but I didn't really notice that until I got this new one. And it was different. You pull back, and my dog is now trying to lick my arm while I do this. You pull back, and there's a safety that you click, and then you start pulling back.
Oh, yeah.
My grandpa just gave me a new one, which is so cool. Because, you pull back, and I'm shooting better with this one. You pull back, there goes my dog again, licking my hand. And you pull back, and there's a first click, and that's basically your safety. So if you get past that first click, you have to, let it go forward and let down.
Yeah.
And then you just keep pulling. The second click is whenever it goes off. But there's a little screw that goes into the back, and you take it out, and you put it in underneath the little lever piece. And then you pull back, click, click, and it won't go off. It locks it up.
Mm.
And that's just for practice. If you don't want it to go off, you just go pull back, click, click, let down. It's such a cool thing. And the first time he told me that, because he knew how it worked, and I have never seen something like that. And so he's like, pull it back. And I'm like, don't you want me to put an arrow in this first? And he's stubborn. So he's like, no, it's fine. And so I have it to where I've got it tightened up. I was like, nope. Because I could just hear my archery coach yelling at me in the back of my head. Even though I hadn't seen my archery coach in a month, I could just hear her yelling at me in the back of my head. And so I was like, I can't do this. So I knocked an arrow and aimed it at the target, and then I was pulled it back. I was like, oh, that doesn't go off.
Well, we could talk hours about this. So, but I'm afraid we've bored people with it because I know there are a few bow hunters in here. I'm reading them as we speak, but but listen, Easton, I gotta get my next guest up. Make sure you email me and we can talk about that. I want to know what video card it is, and then we can talk about instruments as well if you want to.
Okay, and also the PayPal thing.
Yes, absolutely. But we'll take this offline, bud. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, you bet. Have a good night, man.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Hopefully you don't sound like Batman next time.
I am Batman. Oh, I could talk about that all night long if I had to. Peek into Super Channel. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. I was watching, so American Gold Prospectors, how you doing as well? Loves the trigger release. I do. I love the trigger release. It's but because I've been a shooter all my life, the other ones just didn't make sense. I wanted, like a push button or something like. No. I wanted a trigger. Okay, so before we do anything else, let me do this because that's probably going to be the end of the road for that. But let me get my next guest in here, and we'll close out the show with him. Okay, can you hear me? Didn't make sense. I wanted, just mute me, my friend. Can you hear me, Sammy?
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good. How have you been doing?
I've been doing pretty good. I mean, I'm a little cabin feverish. I'm tired of this isolation. Now, it's unfair for me to say so because I've been isolated for the last 3 months, and most people it's only been like a month and a half. But
yes.
I'm done with it, man. How about you?
I have been doing good.
Yeah, good.
So like a week ago, I got VMix.
Oh, sweet.
The $300 one.
Okay, the HD.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Awesome. You liking it?
Using it, and I'm actually using it right now.
Oh, cool. You liking it?
It's the best software ever.
Tell me about it.
The whole life.
Tell me about it. I mean, I've been using it forever, and I just absolutely love it. I can't wait till you start doing some of the GT designers if that package came with it. Oh man, yeah. It'll keep you busy forever.
Yes.
And if you ever find yourself with a Stream Deck, and have we talked about this? What are these guys? Oh man,
Stream Decks,
yeah. Just it's unbelievable. Some of the things you can do with it. Of course, they cost money, and I'm an idiot, and I'll spend the money. But I've got all kinds of things programmed in here. Excuse me, and and it's just fun. But I'm kind of a geek myself.
Very funny.
Oh, it's even sadder than that. I've got a shit ton of these in here, or a poop ton. Oh, hey, what happened there?
Yeah, what happened?
I cut us off. I think I hit the wrong button. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna buy what's it called? The Elgato. I'm gonna buy X keys.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know, the thing I liked about the Stream Deck is you can put your own icons in there.
And yeah.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
doesn't X keys look doesn't it work better with like vMix or something?
not necessarily. If you look at what I've got here, you see those vMix icons? Yeah, it hooks right into vMix. So anything you have as a trigger on vMix, you can have programmed to any one of these buttons, which is what I was just using a minute ago for the sound effects. And I don't know what was going on with the picture. I must have hit the wrong button. I don't use it that often. I used it to start the show and then make a few different changes, but that's weird. But yeah, it really comes in handy. Anyway, so what brings you on the show tonight, man?
I just wanted to say hi and how are you? And I haven't been on this show in like 4 months or something.
Has it been 4 months?
Your leg or something.
Wow. 4 months. Yeah, I bet it has been about that long. Jeez.
Because the last time we had some audio issues or something.
Did we?
Yeah, and like I was like frozen or something, and then you said like, come on next time, because we were on there and it was like waiting for 5 minutes and like my camera died or something.
Oh yeah, I don't remember. But you know, that's live television no matter what you're using.
Yeah.
I mean, we just went black. I don't know what I hit to make us go black, but my gosh, we did. It just happens. It is. And Sammy, you've gone live enough to know that is part and parcel of going live. You're just going to have that happen.
Yes.
Oh, even Grumpy Vlogger uses Stream Deck, and I saw somebody else as well. Jim from Above and Beyond Drone says the Stream Deck just makes things easy, and it does unless you do what I was just doing. I wasn't paying attention to the stream. I was just pushing buttons. It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
See if this works.
I wanted to tell you something.
It did. Sure. What's up?
So you were telling Easton for like the webcam,
Mm-hmm.
but I told him and I showed him, and he's shocked now. With this quarantine,
Mm-hmm.
webcams on Amazon are sold out, and if you can find a webcam, they are price gouging.
Oh yeah, stay away from price gouging.
A $50 webcam, a C920,
Mm-hmm.
$50.
Yeah.
Now it's $500.
Oh, you got to be kidding me!
$20.
Wow. Well, I've always said, I said from the beginning of this, and this doesn't apply to you, but this is one of the worst times to buy ammunition as well. There are some sites that will not gouge you on ammunition, but places like Cheaper Than Dirt, stay away from Cheaper Than Dirt. They're gouging like crazy. but yeah, anything that's you know what I read today? Interestingly enough, somebody was trying to take back a whole truckload of toilet paper and hand sanitizer because eBay shuttered their store down. They were trying to scalp people. You believe that?
Wow. And I feel like B&H doesn't price gouge, or like those bigger stores. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think they would. Have you been on there and looked at their prices?
I'm seeing pretty good prices.
Yeah, if you can find a camera that Amazon keeps in stock. I've got a whole lot of things I can say about Amazon, but what they will do is they literally buy from suppliers, and they will undercut all the other people who are trying to sell them straight through Amazon. So as a loss leader, so that they get they'll take a very low margin on it just so they can sell them in bulk. And Amazon isn't one to price gouge for that very reason. But you gotta look out for those people who will and sneak in on Amazon and ask exorbitantly high prices for products that are hard to find.
Yes.
So that's one avenue. But I wouldn't think like the Best Buys of the world and the B&H's are going to gouge. It's not good business. Yeah, it's not good business.
$30 webcam is now $100.
I see somebody said that. Yeah, Easton was talking about that. Over $100 now. Good
Yeah.
Lord. That is not good at all. Oh, Patty, good night, hon. Take care.
And I'm just gonna say something.
Sure.
You could buy a cheap DSLR mirrorless camera, put it in a capture card, cheaper than a webcam, better look quality, actually.
And in many cases, yeah. In many cases, yeah. But the reason I always push for these small webcams is their convenience and their portability. Some can be a little bit more gangly. Like hell, I've even run a camcorder. You want to talk about something that is overlooked? Are the lower price camcorders like from Sony and Canon?
Yes.
That you can also get a capture card for. You can pick those up for a song, and they don't have the 25 to 30 minute shutoff time like some of the DLSRs do. They do that so that they're not classified as camcorders, and I think they get a break for doing so. That's why they keep that shutdown in place. That was a lot of information that probably most people didn't need, but you know how I roll, Sammy.
Yeah.
After what?
So after this quarantine,
Mhm.
after all this, I'm with Canon now. I'm switching to Sony.
Are you?
Better deals, better quality, everything. Because you can buy a older Sony camera that is a mirrorless that can still look amazing, like a $4,000 camera.
Yeah.
If you get a nice lens that is, and the body is like $200. Still looks amazing. Put a nice lens, like a $400 lens. It looks amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And the nice part about that is you do have lens flexibility. Yes. I still want what are they, the AX53s or the 100 Sony AX53 or the AX 100. They've had those camcorders out for a long time, but they're both 4Ks, and they're just stellar cameras. Of course, the 53 is probably about $700 normally, and then the 100 is $1,000 to $1,200. But
you can get a better image with a cheaper camera. No.
Well, you won't with those because the sensor is larger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you're paying for basically, is the larger sensor. Oh, we just lost your video.
Oh.
Just lost your video.
Okay, I have a second one.
There you are. You're back.
Hello.
You are back.
I'm back.
I didn't say hello to Jesse. Jesse, I'm sorry, man. I've seen you pop up every once in a while. How you doing, Jesse?
I'm back.
I hope all those hoarder TP somehow get their TP soaking wet. I know, right? I know. I mean, they they deserve at least that. Yeah, and it's like, man, you want to go out and price gouge like that or hoard? You deserve it, man. You absolutely deserve it.
Who wants to price gouge?
Well, nobody, but you know those people that do. There's always going to be people that take advantage of situations, especially on this scale. That's why, folks, and this too should be a serious cam issue. But the emails already out there that are trying to trick you during this lockdown. If you do not respond to these people, do not open the attachments, do not open or do not follow the links that are sent in those emails. One, the government will never email you for information. Your properties won't email you for information to get access to your properties. They already have access. Just be very careful about emails that you're suspicious of. I mean, it's always verify. But another public service announcement. Why do I keep doing this, Sammy?
I don't know why.
It's like I can't help myself.
Yes. You can't help yourself.
It's horrible. I know. Soulless trench coat, help me. I can't help myself. How you doing? I'm good to see you. How'd you like that? Did you like that segue? So you're quite involved in what Easton's doing now, I hear.
Yeah.
That's cool. Of course, you guys have always been doing stuff together, but sounds like a pretty solid thing. I'm looking forward to that. Now, like I said, Wednesday nights for me are bad, but and I wanted to know if he left them up as recording. So I will watch him after that because I can't wait to see what you guys write up. Sounds like fun.
I want to I want to ask you a question. Why did you
Ask away.
stop live streaming a lot, only now on Sundays?
Well, I've got more work than I can do, and you know this is a hobby for me, Sammy.
Yeah.
So it was either go on as often as I did, or make sure I get my work done. And see, I can do my work at any time, and a lot of times I'll end up doing it in the evening. And I got to get up early as well, so it makes it tough to go live throughout the week. So I just decided to scale back. Not only that, but I was a little bit pissed off at YouTube and how, you know, I get it. I get why they favor the larger channels, but they talk about giving smaller channels a chance, and I don't believe that for a second. Occasionally you'll find, you know, the outlier, but I just don't believe that to be the case. So I'm a little ticked off about that. It's like, why should I put forth that much effort when,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? All of us small creators know exactly what I'm talking about. It's very frustrating. It runs you down a mental rabbit hole, and I just had to scale it back because of that and work. That was the total honest. You could not ask for a more honest answer of why I'm not on 5-6 nights a week now.
True. Yeah.
That help?
Yes.
Good.
Another question.
Sure.
I'm very fascinated now with Phoenix because
Mhm.
I switched from a Mac. Now I'm on my PC,
Mhm.
and I got a pretty good laptop. It's a gaming laptop.
Good.
It's a HP.
Mhm.
Pretty good price. I got this for $600, and it's usually $800.
Awesome.
And this has a
GeForce.
It has a NVIDIA GTX 1050. It works pretty good with vMix.
Mhm.
And I'm not getting, I don't know why, but I'm getting pretty good results with vMix. I'm having no issues.
Good. What was the question?
My question is, what's your total CPU usage and vMix like? Because on the bottom there's total. I'm curious because you're also streaming on a laptop.
Yes, I am. And I have the 1060 in here, and right now my CPU is right around 30%. My GPU memory is right around 50%, and my total is floating about 75-80.
Yeah.
Mhm. And when I'm having a good night like this, or there's no bottlenecks on the internet, I've watched the playbacks. There's never any stuttering or pixelating or anything like that. So, and I know these are very, very consistent numbers for when I go live. Yours might be a little higher, depending on because it's a 1050 and not a 1060, but not much. Still should be fine.
Yeah. I'm actually getting pretty good. I'm getting total 30.
Tech Talk. Yes, Chrissy, this is Tech Talk. This is the Tech Talk section of the Video Call-In Show. I want to welcome you all. Thank you for being here.
And that's pretty good price, and it runs vMix well.
Good. That's important.
There's no really issues. The only worst issue about it is this computer has one of the worst mics that I ever used.
Yeah, but you have a ton of mics to use.
Yeah.
Hey, you have you watched my, oh man, when did I do this? I literally had In fact, I could probably find it for you. I literally put up not too long ago a a diagram of my setup. Now it includes a, and I'll find this, but it includes a mixer, of course. Like this mic right here is a condenser mic. It needs 48 Phantom. Let me see if I can find this. And I was just looking at this the other day and saying, "Wow, I haven't seen that for a while." But and I have it running into the laptop, which I would never use the laptop's microphone, of course. Oh, where is that thing? I may not be able to find it in the time we have left, Sammy, but oh, maybe, oh, bingo. All right, let me call this up. Yeah, I found it. I actually found it. I'm shocked. Let me bring this up for you, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. There it is.
Oh, I like it.
You can see I'm using the Behringer XR18.
Yes.
And those two wires coming off of that is 3.5-inch jacks into XLR that hooks into the mixer. One of my sends is the input to the computer. The output of the computer goes into one of the channels. So I'm kind of folding it back.
Yeah.
But that's the gist of it right there. And you can play this back later and take a closer look at it. But that is it in a nutshell. But that should help when you go to use something other than the laptop microphone.
Yeah.
Now you'll need an adapter. Did you see that little adapter on there? That's literally just a USB with audio in, audio out, 3.5 millimeter jacks on the back side of it. Okay.
I actually don't have my audio set up right now. I had it, but I was using it before.
Oh, sure.
Actually, I use I usually use XLR mic from a Focusrite Scarlett.
Yeah, which is acting as your mixer. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. Hello, Ohio Relic Hunter. How are you? Good to see you.
Maybe you know what's the problem. I know you're like an audio tech guy. So I have a Mackie mixer, USB.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great one, but when I plug it into USB, because it's USB, it says this device is not recognized, blah, blah, blah.
That's probably because you need the AISO driver for it. Go look for the AISO driver. What that is it allows your computer to access, because that Mackie's it's probably not a digital mixer, it's probably an analog mixer, but it has to talk to the channels, right? And the AISO driver literally swaps up or it delineates the channels. I actually have this one hooked into the computer as well via USB, my Behringer, so I can record individual tracks depending on what I have plugged into it. Yeah. But it requires its own AISO driver for that reason.
Because actually it says plug and play, but it's not plug and play for my PC.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's for a Mac.
Probably not. No, you'll probably just have to have the drivers for it.
Because before I had this using with my Mac, and it was working fine, and then one day it stopped working with the USB.
Oh, even with the Mac?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that might be a mixer issue. Something might have gone bad in the mixer. Hope not.
But I got it like 5 months ago.
Stuff goes bad right out of the box sometimes, Sammy. Sometimes it goes bad in 5 months. Usually it goes bad right after the warranty is out. Rule of thumb.
But isn't that usually like a 2-year warranty or something?
Usually just a year parts and labor on most electronics, but some have extended warranties, and then you can actually buy extended warranties, as you know. But who knows? You'll have to look up. You said how long have you had it now?
Like, let's see.
Are you under a year?
5 months or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I still should be under warranty then.
Yeah.
I think I would try the drivers. Go look for the drivers, and if they don't have drivers or you can't find them and they don't work, yeah, I would talk to the place you bought it or the
Yeah.
or the manufacturer. Do that.
I got it at a Guitar Center.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, you can probably take it right back to the Guitar Center and say, look, this was working and it just stopped working, and I'm pretty sure it has a year parts and labor. I either need to exchange it or I need money back. So,
But yeah.
all right. Well, listen,
Yeah.
Sammy, it's 10:25, dude. I think I'm gonna
Yes.
close the show out if you don't mind.
Bye. Have a wonderful night.
Thanks for being on, bud. If you have any more questions, and this goes for anybody, if you guys have questions that you want to um, that you think that I might know the answer to, that when I was talking to my guests about emailing me, that goes for anybody. The email address is right there. It's at the bottom of every one of my shows, and I leave it open as often as I possibly can. So if you guys have questions, feel free to hit me up. If I don't know the answer, I'll tell you, and if I can defer to someone else, I'll tell you that as well. But seriously, ask away. My door's open. I'm still talking to so many people about Zoom conferences, and I've helped out a lot of people get that going. That offer still stands as long as we're on this lockdown. It looks like for this state, it's going to be until the end of the month. But I encourage you to do just that. If you've got questions, let me know. I will do everything I can to answer them. And of course, as you know, you're always welcome on the show. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure that you also subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can know whenever I go live, because you just never know. To answer your question, Easton, yes, I do, but I just haven't had time to, buddy. I know I suck. I'm still doing the guest cuts, but I just haven't had a whole lot of time to do it, and I've had to throttle back on that. So it's usually new guests that I do them for. I've got 2 or 3 in the making right now, and I'll get them posted probably this week. But I'm trying to find some time, guys. I'm trying to find some time. But hey, listen, guys, that is going to do it for me this evening. I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank my guests for coming on and giving us their thoughts. And listen, think happy thoughts during this time. I know it's tough. I know it sucks. But stay safe. At the same time, do everything you can to, 1, protect your freedoms, and 2, get this country back to, get this world back to work. As I always do, I got to leave you with this. Make sure you treat others the way you would want to be treated. If we all did that, this world would be a better place. Thanks again so much, folks. Catch us next Sunday, if not sooner. We'll see you live.